What's up, everybody? Welcome to another CBR Up First Ride, thanks to Mountain Motorsports, and today, CBR 300R. Woohoo! Alrighty, so today, 2015, got a brand new CBR 300RR. Look at that shot. You know you love it. Alrighty, so CBR 300. I've not ridden the CBR 250, but why not check out the single-cylindered awesomeness of the 2015 CBR 300. So you guys probably just got done watching all the beauty shots of this bike. And I don't think I would be lying to say that this bike looks fantastic for a 300. I love the fact that Honda takes a bike like their Fireblade that looks great, or personally, that's all personal opinion, honestly. They take a bike that looks great and they apply that to their entry-level bike. I love that, because then you don't have beginner riders compromising looks for, you know, new riders aren't going to have to compromise having a cool looking bike to get something that's safe for them. And the more first rides I do, the more I realize that 250s these days are pretty pointless. I gotta say, man, this seat is a little awkward. Like, it feels weird. Such a thin little bike, man. If you guys ride the 250s and the 300s, you're gonna realize how light of a bike they are. They're just super, super light. The seating position's a little weird, though. I kind of, I want to be a little farther up than I am. But with these clip-ons, I'm kind of upright. My back's up straight, and I'm kind of just looking over the bike. I do feel like the dash the dash feels really far away from me. I don't know, I feel like I'm not one with it that far away. I have to like look for the dash to see it, when ideally I would just kind of glance down. And granted, I can just glance down, but I don't know, it just feels like I feel like the placement on the dash could be a little better. I'm okay with it being tiny and everything. Let's check the engine braking. Minimal to non-existent. Awesome. Oh man, part of my riding style is engine braking. The majority, like probably 80% of my braking is done engine braking. So that's one thing I always look for in a bike, is to have good engine braking. I don't know if I like this one too much. My key when I talk about 300s and stuff like that is expectation. You have to come into these bikes with an expectation of what it is. Like, you're able to ride around with this bike on full throttle and not have a problem. I also gotta say that these mirrors are not bad. They actually freaking work. And I was watching a video. I do not like where the turn signal is, though. Holy crap, that does not feel ergonomic at all. Wait, what the hell? Is that the horn? Why the heck is the horn that huge? Yeah, see, this is full throttle. So you're not going to have anything that's really going to go crazy on you. I don't know, I feel like the mirrors look a little weird. They didn't off the bike. I was doing all the cinematic stuff and watching and checking the bike out. And the bike looks good with these mirrors up front, but now that I'm in the cockpit, as it were, oh man, so nimble, my god. The mirrors kind of don't, why? There's a side of the road. Alright, whatever. So, acceleration. You know, it doesn't have a lot. I know you shouldn't expect it to have a lot, but you know, I've ridden this. I've ridden a Ninja 300, and it had a decent amount, and it had some passing potential when on the highway. I'm a little worried about this little single-cylinder Honda 300. I don't know if it has enough, man. That engine braking, though. All right, now that's first. Okay, cool. And I don't know, man. It feels super thin, and it is. But I will say, though, with having these big fairing pieces, you do get a slight feeling of it being a bigger bike. The sound of the engine is just not crazy, though. You know how the R1s have that really thick side paneling? And it makes the bike seem really big. This makes this bike, the big paneling on this bike makes it seem like more of a 600. The thing I love the most about this bike, though, is Honda was like, we're not going to compromise looks on a beginner level bike. If you put one of these bikes right next to a CBR 1000, somebody that doesn't know about bikes, you know, not somebody that's going to look at the tire size and look at the type of exhaust, they're not going to notice a huge difference. So I just love the fact that beginners have a cool looking option. Like when I started riding, man, Ninja 250s looked like crap. And to clarify, guys, I've ridden the 300 before, the Ninja 300 from Kawasaki. So I'm not saying this bike doesn't have any get up and go. I'm saying as opposed to the Ninja 300, this bike isn't as fast, it seems like. And that's coming into it with an expectation of what a 300 can do. Oh my God. I just wanted to honk just to see what it sounded like, because that is the biggest button on the freaking dash thing. My God, these buttons are absolutely giant. The bike feels good, though. Like, this would be a fun bike to go have, like, commuting. I'm sure it gets amazing gas mileage. I'm not a fan of the upright seating position. I think that could definitely be a little better. But I mean, you can probably get different clip-ons and solve that problem. I will say this, I came in to grab this bike for a first ride really excited to ride it, and I was really looking forward to it because I love testing out the bikes for the new riders, you know, because you guys are the ones that really need to be doing the research on the bikes to figure out what bike is best for you. So I love being able to help you guys out. And, oh no, a cup, I dodged it. But I mean, even for a beginner rider, I don't know, I feel like, I see a lot of comments of like, oh, well, I don't want to get a 250 because I'll grow out of it really quickly. I think the Ninja 300, you are solid to grab, because that has enough power to push you along. But I feel like if you get this bike, you're going to get bored quickly, like really quickly. Yeah, man. Now, if you're just commuting and pleasure riding, and you're not going to be taking a bike to the mountains and stuff like that, and you're never going to need to go fast, this bike could work. It could be great. If you don't need that hard engine to get you places. I'm going to take this on the highway, but I'm worried it's not going to be able to keep up enough for me to feel safe on the highway. Let's take a second and check the bike out, give it a look-see, since that is, oh wow. So the kickstand's touching the ground right now, and the bike is almost upright. That's really, the bike doesn't lean over at all, like much at all. I wish the bike leaned over a little more than that. Alrighty, so 2015 CBR 300R. I'm going to overlay a picture of a CBR 1000 right next to it. Look how close those look. Take the tire away, we're looking at like the front cowling area. Does that not look similar? Granted, the 1000 is a little sharper and stuff like that. Whoo! These are big, y'all. These are big. Easily changed out though. Got the red, white, and blue color scheme. This thing, as usual, atrocious. I love these little, like, I don't even know what they are. I know they're like hand grips, but I don't know. I love the way they look. I love that feature about this bike. The exhaust is a joke. Let's be real. Look how big that thing is. Freaking giant side exhaust. Little baby, hold my finger. Well, my finger won't even fit in there. So yeah, the exhaust is absolutely horrible, but that's an easy change. It's a good looking bike, man. It's a really good looking bike, I feel like. I don't know, I wish it performed a little better. Let's get it turned on. Got it in neutral. Let's hear this thing. So that's idle. That's revved up. Let's rev it a little more. So the bike definitely sounds meaner than other 300s and other 250s. Riding the bike around, man, I'm not excited. I don't really get that excitement level to ride. Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. This part, where the wheels connected, just looks like, really? Could you not like do something with this area? I don't know. I don't like the way this looks. It kind of, the whole bike looks good, minus the exhaust in the rear area, but you come down the forks and it's just this like, so that sucks. I do like the integration of the red and the blue up front though. Alrighty, let's get out of this. Nobody watches my videos to see me sit in a parking lot. I mean, maybe. So on the dash, we got the analog tack, which I like. I'm a fan of that. We've got a fuel gauge, which is always nice. Got a fuel temperature gauge, a clock, and a speedo. I mean, that's pretty much what you need, man. So, the CBR 300. I want to be excited for it, man, but I'm just like, I don't know. I want to like this bike a lot more than I do. And I don't want you guys to take this as it's a bad bike. It's super light. It has a very controllable power band, and it has a very controllable amount of power. But I just don't want you guys grabbing this bike and then in like 3 weeks, you know, after you've actually learned to ride, you're like, but I want more, you know? Because I feel like the Ninja 300, which is another, like the direct competitor to this bike, it feels better. It's even that, like, that bike's not fast at all, but this bike isn't fast at all. But a bike doesn't have to be fast to be exciting. Something about this bike I'm just not finding exciting. It's well put together and everything and all. There's nothing like really bad about it, but there's also nothing like really good about it, you know? I don't know. Let's get this thing on the highway for a second and check it out. Because the way I feel about a 250 is I will never recommend somebody a 250, because if they ever get on the highway, I personally feel that a 250, unless you're like a WR, my WR does pretty okay. It's by far not the greatest thing. But I feel like a 250 Ninja is not fast enough and doesn't have enough power to safely drive on the highway or safely ride on the highway. And that's why I very rarely recommend a Ninja 250 or any other 250. I've never ridden the CBR 250, so I can't really say that. But I want to get on the highway with this because I'm a little worried I'm not going to feel confident. And, you know, I don't have to get on the highway and go 170 miles an hour to feel confident. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is if I'm going 65 and I need to pass somebody, oh, well, okay. If I'm going down the highway, I need to have the confidence that I can pass somebody going highway speeds. We'll find this out in a minute, but for right now, it's not looking too good. We'll get on this highway section right up here and kind of test out the little baby CBR. Yeah, I keep wanting to hit the horn for some reason. Those ergonomics, man. It has got, at low speeds, the engine braking is pretty intense, so be careful with that. Because I'm assuming it'll be new riders that are riding this. You gotta be careful with that, man. That engine braking will get you messed up quick if you're not careful. Alrighty, so we're standing still. We're about to jump on a highway. Test out the baby CBR 300. See what I'm talking about? I keep wanting to hit the horn. This upright body position, there's a lot of, let me get past this 18-wheeler because I don't want the wind to be because of the 18-wheeler. Yeah, there's a decent amount of wind on you, and I'm only going 50, so. Oh, debris in the road. So I'm going 65 now. Okay, it's, you know, it's nothing great, but you can't expect something like that on a baby bike. You know, I'm a little surprised. I expected this bike to die out, but I'm here in 6th gear, and I still feel confident. I still feel confident that I have enough engine to kind of get me through traffic. I really didn't expect that. The power of the bike really holds through all the way through the top of the revs and through the gearing. So, alright, I'm alright with that. So the bike doesn't have the most push, but it maintains the push it has, it seems, even through the gears. It's still got relatively the same amount of pull as it did a second ago. It's starting to die out now, though. We're about to hit 72. So it doesn't have a crazy lot. It's not going to get you very far, but it'll get you somewhere. This bike definitely does not have the pull a 300 Ninja does, and if I were to go with one or the other, I would feel safer on a 300 because I'd have that little extra amount of engine. Let's cut all the way across here, and at higher speeds, like that engine braking's freaking horrible. It's like nothing there. Alrighty, let's pull into here, do a little turnaround. I will say, when I'm sitting so far upright, it's easily maneuverable, so that's definitely helpful for a new rider. Alrighty. Let's see how fast this thing will get up. Get up now, Tim. Do you really want to love me, Papa? Ow, ow, ow. So that was 0 to 60, however long that was. Or 0-ish to 60. Hopefully that's enough information for you guys to see how fast the bike is. The acceleration is not crazy, but it is a 300. You got to keep that in mind. It's not supposed to be crazy fast. You should be able to get great gas mileage and have fun on it. Unfortunately, I'm just not having a ton of fun on it. I'm not having enough fun on this to choose it over a Ninja 300, so I don't know. I think this bike's a little bland, man. I think it's a little just, it is what it is, you know? But I mean, to each their own. This bike might be the perfect bike for you guys. You got to make sure you go and check it out, sit on it, take it for a test ride if you can. I highly recommend you guys watching my videos, kind of narrowing down the bike you're looking at, and then going and riding it yourself to find out exactly if it is the bike for you or not. I'm going to get off on this exit so I can take this bike back. Ooh, I get to do a turn. Woohoo! I mean, not really, but wow, the bike feels so much better turning than it does accelerating. The bike feels a lot better turning. Oh, it feels great. That's a 250 for you there. That's a small CC'd bike for you though, man. They're so thin, light, maneuverable. They just don't got the engine they need. We should be able to go with that. So if you want to go red light to red light with a full throttle, you can get somewhere. but I think you're gonna grow out of this pretty freaking quick. Pretty freaking quick. And guys, that brings us to the end of the C2 Dub first ride. I gotta say thank you to the guys that let me borrow this bike, Mountain Motorsports, and in this case in Marietta, Georgia. Those are the guys that let me borrow the bikes and first ride them for you guys and let you know what I think about them. So make sure to go check them out on Facebook and on their website. There'll be links in the description. And guys, use that hashtag C2WFR to let me know what bikes you want me to ride. I check for that hashtag on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. So if you guys see a bike you want me to ride, check it out or use that hashtag and I'll check the bikes out if I can at Mountain Motorsports. I gotta take this bike back, guys. If you like the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more C2 first rides and more vlogs, more moto vlogs. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces, later.